Hi, friends. As I mentioned yesterday, the book of Ruth ends with Boaz and Ruth marrying and having a son, and then Ruth disappears from the story, and the focus shifts back to Naomi. Chapter 4, starting at verse 16. Then Naomi took the child and laid him in her bosom and became his nurse. The women of the neighborhood gave him a name, saying, "A son has been born to Naomi." They named him Obed. He became the father of Jesse, the father of David. The reason that the focus shifts back to Naomi, I think, is to shift our focus and attention back to the primary theme of the book, which is redemption. In this story, Naomi is the primary object of redemption. To redeem literally means to restore or to buy back. Boaz, the next of kin or the kinsman redeemer, bought back the property of Naomi's husband, thus restoring Naomi and her family to safety, provision, and legitimacy. So that's the meaning of redemption that we understand on the surface of the story. This final scene, though, leads us to a deeper understanding of Naomi's redemption. The women of Bethlehem point out that Boaz and Ruth's child is Naomi's next of kin. The child is her kinsman redeemer. The child is the one who will restore Naomi's life, and the Hebrew word here for life is also translated as soul. So the women of Bethlehem know how bitter Naomi has been over the loss of her husband and sons, and about the heartache of having no children or grandchildren of her own. And so this child redeems, restores, reverses her emptiness. Naomi is the one who is redeemed in the story. Her hopelessness is reversed. Ruth and Boaz's loyalty and kindness are the instruments of her redemption. We see redemption not only in the content of the story, but also in the structure of the story. The story opens with the tragedy of death, followed by a great act of loyal kindness on Ruth's part. The story ends with a great act of loyal kindness on Boaz's part, followed by the joy of birth. So the reversal is evident from the death of Naomi's husband to the marriage of Ruth and Boaz, from the death of Naomi's sons to the birth of Obed, from being cut off from home and family to being connected once again. And it all happens not as the result of God's miraculous intervention, but as the result of people's loyal kindness. And one of those people was a foreigner, an immigrant, an outcast, Ruth. The book ends with a genealogy showing that Boaz and Ruth's son Obed was the grandfather of King David, from whose lineage the Messiah would come. And so we suddenly see that acts of loyalty and kindness are woven into God's plan of redemption for the world through the Messiah. Tomorrow, we will conclude our mini-series on Ruth by thinking more about acts of loyalty and kindness. Thanks for listening today. I'll see you tomorrow.